Hello, today I'm going to make a very simple bread to make, but everyone will be really impressed you did it. I'm going to use the same recipe as I did for my white bread the other week, and that's first to weigh out 1 kilogram of strong white flour. To this, I'm going to add in 1 sachet of quick acting yeast, and then 2 teaspoons of salt. Now, this is making quite a big batch of dough, so what I'll probably do is divide it in half, use half of my focaccia, and the other half I just make a white loaf. But you could just halve the recipe. I have one of these stand mixers, so that's what I'm going to use, and they make life so much easier. If you don't have one, you can knead it by hand for about 10 minutes. So get this on a low speed, and then I've got 730 grams of warm water. Not hot, just warm. If it's hot, you'll kill the yeast. Okay, this is done. So now what I've got is a clean bowl that I'm going to get some olive oil put in, and then this dough scraped into it. The bottom of the dough is sat in the olive oil, so I'm going to spin it around so it's all coated, and then flip the whole thing over. So now every bit of it is coated. Now I can get it covered. I'm going to leave it to rest for a couple of hours until it's roughly doubled in size. This is now all risen nicely. So I'm going to get my workbench floured, get this tipped out, divided into 2 and shaped into balls. I now have a roasting tin. I'm going to get some olive oil, put in there, and then grab one of our bits of dough, get it in and push it out into the corners. It's not going to go all the way, but it will rise to fill this tin. So now I can just get this put to one side and get it covered again, and we're going to leave that for 1 more hour. Whilst I wait for the bread to rise, I can get on with the topping, and that's just some fresh rosemary that I'm going to pick the leaves off and then chop. Now this has risen nicely. What I need to do is just take tips of my fingers and push them into the dough, making lots of little divots in it. Then we can take our rosemary and sprinkle it over into these little holes. Now I can grab some extra virgin olive oil and give a good drizzle of that all over the top. And the last job is some sea salt flakes. Just crumbling that over. Now, I've got the oven heated up to 220 degrees. And now we're going to get this in here for about 20 to 25 minutes until it's looking all golden on top. Time is up, so let's see what this looks like. Pretty good. So let's see if we can lift this out in one piece and get it on the cooling wire. Now, the trickiest part of any baking is we're going to leave this alone for 20 to 30 minutes to cool down before we can actually cut into it and try it. Right, this has cooled down enough, so let's cut into it and see how it looks. Oh, lovely and airy. So you see how simple this is to make, but how impressive it looks and how delicious it tastes. So, I know what I've got for dinner tonight.